Lioness asks photographer for help. He is shocked to find out why. George was shocked when a lioness approached him from behind. He was in the savanna to shoot some pictures for his documentary. He saw that the lioness wasn't aggressive towards him. It looked like the lioness needed some help. He decided to follow her. Then he saw it. George couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the lion in the distance. It looked very weird. Its belly was completely swollen. George immediately called the local veterinarian, who didn't know what she encountered. She had never seen anything like this before. When she made an ultrasound, she immediately called the police. When the vet called the police, they told her that they would come her way immediately. This lion needed special help from more than just a vet. This lion needed surgery, as there was obviously something strange going on in its stomach. It might even be a life or death situation. When the police finally arrived, they helped the vet to sedate the now almost lifeless giant lion. But the police did not only help the vet, they also came to the ranger. "Sir, we need you to come with us. It is important." George was shell-shocked. What did he do wrong? George answered questions about himself and the lion. He has been keeping the animal safe as a ranger for multiple years. When he was done with answering all the questions, he heard disbelief from the surgery room. "I can't believe this," said the vet. But what did the vet find inside the lion that he was so incredibly surprised by? Hey there, viral videos here. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell. We post the most beautiful, amazing and scary videos every single day. Let's proceed with the video. For almost a year now, George has been observing the lions in the area as a ranger. He is tasked to keep the animals safe from any harm. It has not been easy recently. Lots of poachers and other shady figures were spotted in the sanctuary. It has been a slow and difficult process for George and the other rangers to keep every animal safe, due to the lack of manpower and the constant danger of the savanna. The combination has been very rough for everyone involved. Their employer keeps putting even more pressure on the rangers, but they can't handle the whole situation. Many outsiders have noticed and taken advantage of this as well, which makes everything even more dangerous. When George went for his usual route, one day he ended up seeing something enormous in the distance. At first, he thought he was just overworked and seeing things. But when he came closer, his mouth fell open. How could this be? What George saw scared him a lot. He even jumped back a little. He did not want to approach the lion at first, because he didn't know how it would react. George immediately had the urge to help the animal. There was definitely something very wrong. It was the biggest lion George had ever seen. He recognized this lion as well. It was the alpha male of the local lion pack. But the lion did not seem to be his proud self. His belly was completely swollen. It looked like it needed help from George. George started to approach the lion. He was scared a bit, but his love for animals was stronger. He had to figure out what was going on. He couldn't let the lion just go like that. He decided to call for more backup from other rangers. When George talked to his superior, there was no question about it. Action had to be taken immediately. They had to save the animal from whatever was causing its belly to swell. George definitely had to act fast. With more rangers quickly arriving, George started to slowly approach the lion. Lions are proud animals, so he had no idea how it would react to George. Then it turned to George. George's heart sank for a minute. Was the lion going to attack him? "Get back!" yelled the other rangers. They warned their George that the lion might act aggressively in this condition, as he is trying to defend himself if he feels threatened. So the rangers came up with another solution. The rangers decided that they will have to call somebody and try to get a hold of the nearest animal veterinarian. When the call with the vet ended, the ranger that called him reacted in full shock. The vet says that the rangers have to get out of the immediate area of the lion, or he will definitely attack them. He asked the rangers to do one thing before he could threat the lion: sedate it, so they could take a closer look. George made sure he and the rangers secured the area for the vet to safely get close. George took it upon himself to sedate the lion. He had found it, so he would make sure everything would go as smoothly as it can. Luck was on the side of the rangers. The lion was very quickly sedated and did not seem to fight it. Maybe the lion really wanted to be helped, as it did not show any signs of resistance or the will to attack the rangers. Now the rangers could clearly see where the bulge of the lion was located on the body. George called back the vet, who was still not there, to report their finding. The rangers are curious about what they had to do next, but then the vet's tone changes immediately after hearing where the bulge is. The bulge was located on a very specific place in the body, at the start of the stomach, meaning that it is probably unable to enter the lion's body. But what could be inside this lion? The lion has obviously swallowed something it shouldn't have and probably required immediate surgery if it was to survive. There was no time to lose, but the rangers didn't know what to do, so they asked the vet what they should do. Is she here within the crucial time? Or should they bring the lion to her? They hoped it was the first option. But for the vet, to get to the ranger's location was a challenge in itself, because she did not know the exact location of the rangers and the workers. Next to that, it was also rush hour, so she would probably get stuck in traffic. But she had to get there as fast as possible to give the lion the best chance of survival. One of the rangers proposed to pick her up, but that would take too long. But there were still people in the rangers' headquarters who knew the ranger's location exactly and how to get to the location. So the vet decided to visit the headquarters. After explaining the situation, a manager was willing to help her, and they were going to use his all-terrain jeep to traverse the savanna, which is never easy. The vet experiences one hell of a ride. The journey takes about 3 hours in total, a journey on which the vet had considered many times if the life of this lion was worth wasting a whole day plus extra on it. Other animals in need might have also needed her help. At the site, the rangers were also struggling with the time they had to wait for the vet. Their fear became the truth. The lion's sedative wore out, and he had no intention of staying at his current place. It waited a long enough time and was trying to be on the move again. The rangers did not know what to do next. Some rangers wanted to just let it go, as that meant they could finally go back home. Why were they caring so much about a lion in the first place? It was just an animal who had probably eaten something wrong. There was no consensus amongst the group. Others had taken the vet's words to heart and knew that if they let the lion go now, it would certainly die. Luckily for the lion and the vet, this group was in the overwhelming majority. The lion was still moving very slowly, so the rangers were able to block its paths back into the depths of the savanna with their jeeps. They couldn't sedate the animal again, because they used all of their sedatives. The vet has a dose with her, but they had to stall for her. They could not encapsulate the lion fully, so they had to keep moving to keep blocking the lion's path. The animal was obviously getting irritated by this, and the rangers had to be careful. The rangers started to worry. Is this the right thing to do? A lion of this size, even if it was not in great condition, could easily kill one of them if it got hold of them. The rangers knew that they had to trust each other. It became a team effort where even the people who wanted to let the lion go help out. When the vet finally arrived at the site, the lion was still laying at the same place as where the rangers kept him. But it became more and more obvious that this would not be the case for very long, as the lion had gotten really aggressive at this point. The rangers did not even want to remove their jeeps that they had put there to hold the lion in place, but the lion instantly targeted the rangers that were still in their jeeps. Many of the rangers already had some close calls, but the fear for the lion increased to an all-time high now. Some rangers drove their jeeps away from the lion. They didn't want to get hurt. The vet had to act quickly and knew that the only chance here was that she could quickly sedate the lion. But sedating the lion was not without certain risks. There was always a risk that the lion might not wake up from this, considering the condition it was described to be in. But seeing it so actively trying to attack the rangers, the doctor had the confidence that it would survive the injection. The only thing left was approaching the lion with the tranquilizers. The vet waited for the lion to have his head turned in the other direction. After that, she slowly approached the lion and swiftly injected the sedative into the lion's lower body. Now they had to wait until the lion was fully sedated. Over the next couple of minutes, it slowed down more and more, and the vet was able to inject the lion with a couple of more sedatives, which were necessary for a lion this size go completely out. After a while, the lion was completely out. Some rangers dropped their knees from exhaustion, and their heart rate finally dropped back to normal a bit. They'd faced possible death numerous times by now, so they were relieved that they survived. Now the vet could finally turn her attention to the big bulge on the lion that she actually came for. She takes her surgery kit out of the big Jeep from the Rangers headquarters and sets it up to get to work. She decided to make an ultrasound first. When looking at the ultrasound, she immediately called the police. She had suspicions of strange activities. The police were apparently already in the area to assist with the surgery. George had to answer a few questions first. Why him? The vet can quickly confirm her suspicions that the object is stuck at the entrance to the lion's stomach by feeling its body. The object stuck in its body was something that the lion had swallowed and could not be broken down by the digestive system. The vet could only do one thing. At this point, there is nothing else to do but to carefully cut open the lion and get the object out of it. But surgery always comes with a risk, especially if this surgery has to be done in the middle of the savanna. But there is no other option available. With the greatest precision and care, the vet cuts open the lion along with the bulge, and after getting through the skin, muscle, and esophagus, the source of the bulge is finally revealed to everybody. But it is not what they expected it to be. Out of the lion came a piece of meat that was not digested properly, which caused the swelling. Inside of the meat was something rather suspicious that baffled the vet at first. This was the reason why George had to answer the police. There was something glowing inside of the meat. There was a small microchip embedded inside of the meat. George told the officers that he had a feeling what this could be. He started explaining his past encounter with some shady figures recently here in the area. George had recently caught some poachers. They had some device with them. He confiscated it. He quickly ran to his truck and gave the officers the device. One officer immediately recognized the device. They had caught someone else with almost the same one recently. This device could be used to track the microchip. This way the poachers could easily locate the lion, without the Rangers knowing. This was an advanced tactic used recently. The meat they had used couldn't be digested by the lion. That is why it got stuck. With the chip removed, the vet quickly starts stitching up the lion again. While she does this, she also makes sure that there was nothing else wrong with the lion. But he seemed to be healthy. She predicts that he would be back in shape in no time. It takes about a few minutes for the lion to wake up. It is still dazed and confused at first, but after a while, it starts walking away a lot faster than it was before the surgery. After the lion was gone again in the savanna, the vet had one thing left that she needed to do. She thanked the Rangers for their incredible effort to keep the lion and themselves safe. After this, she went back to the city where she has more patients waiting for her. To make sure the lion was okay, the vet did one last thing. She made sure that George would keep her informed about the movements of the lion. George would keep an eye on the lion for her. The police made sure that the responsible poachers were caught. They actually managed to arrest the whole organization. The animals would be safe again. What did you think of this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video and subscribe. See you next time.